Evolution. My education was very gender-based, so I didn't learn a lot of biology or chemistry until I was a junior. It was very, very sexist. My mother said, "Why do you need to take chemistry?" And I'm thinking, because it's a requirement in high school. I didn't get any language classes, but I was okay with that because my mind barely learned English, let alone any other languages. And that's okay because, not everybody is skilled at learning languages, and I learned it's just not my strength. It's one of my weaknesses. And English was very hard for me. But yeah, starting school, first grade in 2001. Well, no, I started first grade in 2000. And I guess whatever year it was, if it was 2005, I was in 5th grade. So there was that. And I did very well in school. I 3rd grade, 2003, I did experience some issues with multiplication or division. It took me until about 6th grade to get comfortable and catch up with multiplication. I think that was just being me. I don't think it was a learning disability per se. It was just some kids are ready, some kids aren't. And you can't make them be ready. Some kids' brains develop at different times. I liked the curriculum because there was bright pictures, activities, things to do. It wasn't because I supported the racist, sexist dogma. I wasn't even aware it was sexist until recently, and I'm 31. Yeah, I remember being taught by my mother was very tenacious. My mother was a narcissist, so you can imagine what being around my mother for school, for food, for exercise. I never escaped my mother. And my mother would spend all day pretty much yelling at my older sister, who was 6 years older than me, who had a learning disability, and she would scream at her about, "You're not trying, you're not giving it a chance." Of course, looking back, a grown adult expecting someone with an extreme learning disability to solve a problem is kind of asinine. But that was my mother. And I spent my first 8 years of school listening to my mother scream at my sister. It really wasn't my sister's fault. Communication was not something she had mastered at that point. She had a speech and a learning disability, usually in math, science, and language. So you can imagine how tenacious that was. So I remember listening to my sister and mother go at it. Usually they had arguments for up to 90 minutes, sometimes twice a day. There was screaming.